Hi everybody, another Friday and here we are. Studio 2. It's too cold outside for a wimp like me. And Studio 1 is running in condensation, so here we are, Studio 2. Now, so I don't get accused of clickbait, if you wanted to see the film advertised in the thumbnail, lovely Cornwall, if you skip forward 15-20 minutes, you'll find it there somewhere. But then you're going to miss all these glorious comments from all our wonderful folk here on Parkinson's Walks. Now, Sharon Idle, let's kick this off with matters arising. Sharon Idle, you all remember Sharon. Sharon is the one that famously told us off for not eating enough stinging nettles. We were decrying the stinging nettles in general, and Sharon said no, we should be eating more with nettle soup and goodness knows what. Anyway, Sharon's been missing for a while. She's popped back in this week with an explanation. She's written a book. Amazing, she's written a book. Well done, Sharon. Wonderful. It's a work of fiction apparently. 250,000 words in 3 series consisting of 47 episodes. Good grief. And she submitted it to a publisher who unfortunately says it has a copyright issue. So now Sharon says she can either wait 39 years for the copyright to expire or she can make some modifications. So of course Sharon's making modifications. Amazing, Sharon. Keep going. Well done you. Right, Michael from Poland. Forgotten where I was then, Michael. I tell you what, I'm getting old. And after last week's debacle with the Chedworth Roman Villa vlogs and films, I'm getting past it, I think. Greetings from Poland, Michael says. What an enjoyable walk. This is the walk then around Chedworth. Beautiful scenery to look at on the way, accumulating that fabulous tunnel and bridge. A superb find, yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Now, Brent. It's the old Brenties, I reckon that's Brent. Thank you for your videos, they bring back such good memories. I spent the 80s living in the Cotswolds and walked thousands of miles over 10 years. Did you really? I didn't know how blessed I was to do so, but I don't have a single regret. Ah, yeah. Good, good. Train driver Rob pops up now and again. As always, he says, a nice relaxing video. My dad remembers taking the train on a school trip from Cheltenham St James to Chedworth to visit the Roman Villa. This would have been the late 40s or early 50s. Now, where did they alight from the train then? Just, if you were to go to the Chedworth station, which I imagine they must have done, that's quite a walk from there to the villa. Interesting, interesting. Jim Nichols, our Jim. He says, a nice walk with some great finds. Strange that you met no one on the walk. I know, I had it all entirely to myself. Unbelievable, really. He says, strange you met nobody on the walk. Perhaps they were all scared away by the sight of that wonderful hat. My tobacco special. Michael Miller. That concrete structure, I think that's that lump of concrete that I found with a piece of metal sticking out the top. Is that the right one, Michael? Anyway, I'll post a picture of that and then we can all make our minds up. But he says it may have been what they call monuments. They positioned them in the track bed to monitor movement. Ah, there you are. But he says, oh, I might be wrong. Well, nobody else has come up with a suggestion, so you're leading on that one, Michael. Donny, Donny. Awesome railway artefacts. As much as I marvel the skills to create the wonderful structures above ground, the epic efforts of creating the embankment and level track bed leaves me wondering how it was achieved without the aid of heavy plant machinery. A lovely walk amongst those unpopulated green lanes must have been a bliss. Yes, they were. They were indeed, excuse me. But yeah, I think what Donny is referring to there is that embankment. It was absolutely huge. I mean, I don't know how many wheelbarrowfuls of soil went to create that, but my gosh, it was a lot. Amazing. We're always being amazed, aren't we, by these people, these railway builders. They're stunning. Malcolm Richardson said a delightful walk through some beautiful woodland to some splendid tunnel architecture. The track appears to be in good condition, which suggests it's a popular track, although perhaps not on Wednesdays. That's the day I was out there walking around. Still can't get over it. Entirely to myself. Trev! You won't get us in here, Trev. Or will you? Yeah, you might. Who says the railway you visited is, of course, our old friend, the Midland and South Western Junction Railway. Of course it is, yeah. And you won't, if you're going to look at abandoned railways in this area, you won't go far before you come across this railway. He said it was opened in stages between 1884 and 1891. However, the Chedworth Halt station didn't open until the 1st of October 1892. Wow. It closed early on 11th of September 1961, so it didn't even wait for the beaching back then. The beaching acts. The holes in the brickwork around the portal have had a lot of repair work done since you filmed it. So who's maintaining that then? Does it still belong to Network Rail? Interesting. Trev then goes on to describe, as Trev does, everything about the local area and what we saw and bits and pieces. Brilliant stuff as always. If you're new to the channel, make sure you pop back to the vlog and read, or the film wasn't it, really, the Chedworth, see I'm getting confused even now, the Chedworth film, and read Trev's comments in full. Brilliant. Abandoned railways are Ron then. Still haven't seen any more of your films, Ron. You're probably suffering the same as me, mate. Can't get out because of the weather. Anyway, abandoned railways are Ron says, Chedworth and surrounding area. What better place for a walk and explore, complete with an abandoned railway. He says, I have an affinity with the River Colne. I was born in a little village named Colne Rogers, literally a couple of 100 yards from the river. Lovely place to grow up. I started exploring, Ron says, at a very early age, 5, crikey, and one morning found myself on the bank of the River Colne. I then overbalanced and fell in, oh God, oh no. Fortunately, landing on a small gravel spit, which I never did tell my mum. I think I'm very wise, to be honest, Ron, because you'd had a flea in your ear to go with your wet trousers, mate. Well, Peter Payne. He says a lovely walk. Yeah, there's something about the Cotswolds, isn't there? Yeah, brilliant. It seems the airfield, he says our Pete, was an officer training unit. My late dad was a pilot. Wow. And trained on Magisters, can't remember what the manufacturer's name is anyway. Miles Magister, wasn't it? That's it. The Miles Company. I got there in the end. On Magisters and Oxfords, among other aircraft. He ended up as a staff pilot at the Air Navigation School at Middleton St George, flying Wellingtons after the war. Flew the Wellington bomber. Good Lord. Just imagine being in your early 20s, flying a bomber around the countryside just for fun. If you look at the ages of the pilots in the Second World War, they're only youngsters. When you think only 50% of them survived, we owe them a debt of gratitude, I guess. West Country Wanderings, Paul. Paul would have done a film in this area without a shadow of a doubt. That's for a splendid Cotswold walk, high woes at its best on a lovely summery day. Yeah, what a day for a walk. And I was the only one. With a wonderful bird song accompaniment. It would be nice to see some sort of commemorative plaque at RAF Chedworth too. There's nothing there. And it's getting covered over now, and I guess in a few years' time you won't even know there's an airfield there. Amazing. Yeah, all that effort. Grumpy old man, our Jim in Tennessee then. Enjoyed that immensely, he says. Beautiful countryside walk sprinkled with some antique railway goodies. Yep. He said, I imagine you walk quickly under that dead tree at the end of the short tunnel. Yeah, you wouldn't want to linger there, would you, Jim? Cry. Get on your head, you'd know about it, I suppose. Excuse me. James Weiss. Right, let's see what's going on in Canada then with our James. He said, I went on a walk that started at Chedworth, but it didn't include any railway features. I wish I could use a map as well as you can. Maybe you could do an online course. Well, you only see the bits I get right, James. If I make a pig's ear of it, you don't get to see that. He said, I took Sumac, that's the channel mascot. Morning, Sumac. Took Sumac swimming today, October 28th, and still warm enough to swim here, if you're furry, that is. You wimp. Lionel and Mary Troubles, a day in the life of a film cameraman. Ah dear. We set out for Laycock this morning in Mary's car, because of course Lionel no longer had his licence. We got within 10 minutes of the place when we were stopped by an oncoming motorist who said, you won't get through, it's flooded by the bridge. So, around we turned, find a likely pub on the A4 for lunch, but no, we hadn't booked. I knew it might be difficult on a Sunday, so I was back on the road heading for Aylesbury. Parked up there, got some food in the National Trust cafe, and from there we're back home via Marlborough. Didn't even get my camera out. Oh dear. He said, there's always tomorrow. That's the spirit, Lionel. There's always tomorrow. David from Spain. Our David. Lovely walk through the woods. The tunnel, portal and bridge were great finds. It looks like the portal was being held up by the wall blocking the entrance. Yeah, it wasn't in the best of condition, was it? But Trev tells us that they've done some remedial work on it, which is good. He said, now that was some time ago, do you still have a 100% tunnel find record? Well, when I responded to you, David, I said, yeah, I did have 100%, but I've thought about it since. And there was that one at Tintern, wasn't there, that I couldn't get to. Yeah, tried, gave it a couple of goes. Yeah. David then goes on to describe the political situation in Spain at the moment, which is fascinating. I thoroughly recommend you catch up with that, see what's going on in the politics of another country. It's always interesting. And they've got elections at the moment and they can't get an overall majority anywhere, so there's a little bit of toing and froing. Good stuff. Peter Gale. Peter. Sorry, but I get to read them first. He said, I put on your show this week and sat down to enjoy a beautiful piece of Serbian cheese pita. And quite a young looking gentleman was changing his socks in the back of a car. Suddenly the pitas didn't look so inviting. I can only apologise, Peter. Oh dear. Right. The vlog, which was last week, wasn't it? Should have been the film, but it was last week. Yeah, we don't want that kind of worms again. So the vlog then was on the actual Chedworth Villa, Roman Villa. Another place to add to the ever-increasing list, says Pete Payne. It never fails to amaze me the quality of workmanship. He said, I've been on some jobs where the tiled floor hasn't lasted a year, even with the modern super-duper materials. Yeah, it hasn't lasted a year. That's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. Still there. Wow. Charles Patterson, our Charles. Always fascinating to reflect on the effect of the Roman Empire as far north as Britain. Of course, from my perspective here in the States, the British Empire too was extremely impressive to be able to impact so much of the globe from beaches of a relatively small island. Yes, I think we try not to mention it these days, Charles. We try to forget it, I think. Rodney Masters. We're on the last page, guys. But I do enjoy your comments. I do enjoy reading them as well. Brightens my day. Good morning, Ron, says Rodney. Apart from Dad's Army, I find your channel is far superior entertainment to any programme available on television. Thank you, Rodney. You're a star. Wow. No pressure then. West Country Wanderings, I'm Paul. This was a lovely two-parter, Ron. Really enjoyed listening to the comments from the Parkinsons family. Well, there you are. Yeah, I've just made the point. Yeah, brilliant. You're a brilliant crowd. You really are. Michael from Poland. I was going to say Spain then. Sorry, Michael. I repositioned you in the globe then for a minute. Michael from Poland. Happy Friday from Poland. I was very impressed with the Roman Villa. He says it's proper posh. A nice video site I've never visited. No, that's the trouble with that, unfortunately. The public transport there, I think, is practically nil. So if you don't go by car, you don't go, I don't think. Yeah, well, there you are. Malcolm Richardson says some exquisite mosaics on display in what looks like a very well preserved and curated Roman villa. Public transport links to Chedworth make it difficult for me to visit. Well, I was just saying, impossible, I reckon, Malcolm. So I may have to settle for the Roman Cranium Museum. Yeah, in the middle of Cirencester, there is a museum of artefacts they've taken from all round and about, because of course it was a Roman centre, wasn't it? Well, Gloucester was actually just up the road, but you know what I mean. Right, James Weeks finishes us off this week. James Weeks. It's great to see you still able to enjoy the good weather in Studio 1. Yeah, well, that was last week or the week before, I think. I kind of lose track of your studio numbers, and me, to tell you the truth, he says. It's rather like at school. We have 4 fields, prep, oval, lords and commons. You'd think I'd know which is which after 25 years, you would indeed. But no, it's the field over there for me. What are you like? Brilliant. Oh, well. Right, so coming up in a few seconds' time, we haven't been to Cornwall for a while, have we? So we'll pop down there and take a look. And this time we're looking at, it's obviously one of my older videos, of course, are the defences that block the Camel Estuary, which leads into Padstow, and the wartime defences. Now, some of them go back to Napoleonic times, I'm led to believe, so you have to sort of work out which is which. But yeah, nice little visit to Cornwall, we'll do that. And then the week afterwards, something special. Brother-in-law Mike has sent us again another short film, this time on the Flying Scotsman, where he and his good lady, our Pam, went for breakfast. Amazing, absolutely amazing, worth seeing that. So we'll probably see you, or we'll all meet Mike down at the Bluebell Railway next Friday. Don't be late. Breakfast over with then. What a beautiful sunny start. Going to be a bit cloudy today, Monday morning, and we're going to Stepper Point, which is the point that the military used to occupy during the wars, and it was their defensive position and also where they used to load and unload stores. We're going to have a nice walk, see what we can see. Fortunately, we have a map. We're about here, so we'll go round Padstow, try not to lose too much height by going round by the church. Then we'll go along the path here, coastal path, past all these lovely coves, gun points, round here or across there, if the tide's right, and out to Stepper Point. That's today's objective. First order of business then, get round Padstow by using all the back roads where we don't lose too much height. We're dressed for cool conditions, but the wind's not too strong and it's 12 degrees, so no worries really. Good to see they've cleared the leaves off to the side, so it's not too slippery for us old folk. Oh, we'll skirt around the church. Pauline's been turfed out the church hall this morning for her ladies' morning. Gone somewhere else. And down here, over there. And then at the top of the road, it goes from a hard surface onto a cobbled, I suppose, surface. And this will be what's known as military grade, I guess. Let's have a look at that. We'll be seeing this surface now on and off all the way to Stepper. Using this route up here means you avoid going through Padstow, and you also lessen the climb from the level of the estuary. Spreading out before us, with the rock on the other side of the estuary. With the seats here, it's become a place of dedication. Quite appropriate for a war road. Of course, that's a fitting memorial, being a war memorial. The view back to Padstow. And then on the tip of the horizon, through the stile, you can see today's objective at Stepper Point. We're off and running. And as you can see, a few tarmac patches on the mainly cobbled road, or dressed road if you prefer. A small side track here, a drop off. This whole area known as Chedworth. I don't know which war this path was built for, because some of the fortifications here go back to Napoleonic times. I should think first or second. Now we've kind of gone inland now to get around the head of a cove. If you want to go there, that's the route, but we're headed this way. Head of a brook here, which necessitated building a bridge. The reason for coming this way is to tag this, which is an old military bunker. You would have to say, looking at the hinges, that it was a very secure place. I think probably for storing ammunition. Nice decorative wall at the back here. And I'm not going in there because it's quite grotty. Complete with a rifle slot, just to deter visitors. Inside, black as pitch. You'd have to say that is a very strong defensive wall on that side as well. Okay, on to the next objective. Okay, drop that onto the beach. So there's our next objective then, on top of the point, which is another fortification. The only issue is we've got to get up there somehow. This one, as you can see, guards the estuary against marauders, and it's been doing it since Napoleonic times. Down here, black as pitch. Bray Hill as a backdrop. And still with the sighting for a gun here. From on the roof you can see there's another gun emplacement here. Securing boats have been severely bent. And then also from here you can see our ultimate objective, which is Stepper Point. Which means that you've got good covering fire from here in both directions. So anything coming up there gets the benefit of crossfire and closes off the estuary. So you get an idea of the defensive layout. Anything trying to get up the estuary here comes under fire and hopefully doesn't make it. We now have to head that way, round Hawker's Cove, past the old Coast Guard cottages. Back on the yellow brick road then. Just a little ways farther on, yet another gun emplacement. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Ammunition store. Heard it called that before. Here we appear to have lost the treated surface, but I suspect it's more to do with the shifting sand. So I would imagine that the road sometime was here and has now been buried. Okay, so from here then we've got two choices. We can either go around the head of the cove on the path, or take a chance and cross the sand. To me it looks okay. Got to get to the lifeboat house, so we'll try the sand route. With apologies to my sister, who doesn't like foot shots, we're on the sand. Here then is the issue with this route. At some stage you've got to cross the stream. And it changes its direction, its depth, with almost every tide. Today's low water springs, so I'm hopeful. Just got this bit to negotiate somehow. Find the best spot, go for it. Success. That's good. That is very good. Feet still dry. Like sometimes being clever like that can catch you out, because you cross one part of the stream only to find you've got yet another piece to go, which is impassable. But from the other side I did notice this strip of dry sand here, so I think we got this in the bag. And a better chance to see stepper here from the seaward side. I'm not sure until I process the film whether we're sending at the landing stage. It had pretty much gone last time I looked. There somewhere, above the high water mark. Should be in shot there somewhere. With the black glowering clouds up there, we now have to join the military path up there. I'm back on the surface road. Which quickly turns into this. It's a very narrow path. This bit here shows you the difficulty of making a hard road or anything here. Carve through solid rock to level it out. So of course they didn't do that. They bypassed this bit, and we'll join the bypass in just a second. And here then is the crossroads, as you can see. So they could get their harder equipment down here, I suppose, the heavier equipment. So we're now taking a right, actually going down to Stepper Point. Just gone 2 o'clock, so the tide is now on the make, rising. Must be break time, I think. All carved out of solid rock. Not by the War Department, I don't think, but they must have modified it. Okay, so you're going to have to trust me on this then. What you see down there at the water's edge, a straight line. Nature abhors a straight line. So what you're actually looking at there is a landing platform. And this is where they would crane things in from the bigger ships. The big ships, of course, couldn't get to Padstow. So they dug out the estuary and moored the ships just there. And in actual fact, just down there you can see the remains of the jetty, all that remains. And next up, Stepper Point. We have a bit of a leak out the mountainside here to traverse first. Hey. Hewn out a solid rock. That's where we've just come. Through there. Through there. You'll notice to the right here there's a bank. That's to give you cover from enemy fire if they're going up the estuary. Gives a chance to move about. Not a very good place to be, but you can see a little bit more of the structure here. And this is its purpose today, a warning light, so you can see which way to get into the Padstow estuary. The skippers that know the area actually use the waves hitting that rock there to judge when to turn their boats about. Shows an incoming wave. And there you can see on the promontory another gun position. Complete with military steps. A rude shelter from the elements whilst you gaze out to sea, and the view out. Not a gun position. Nice view of Pentire today. I believe the island is called something like Rainier, right in the entrance. And you can just make out, poking up on the top there, the day mark, which marked the entrance to the Padstow estuary. There's also a Coast Guard station up there. Can't see that today. It's a flat of Stepper. You would imagine there was some serious military hardware positioned here. Anti-ship, I guess. So that concludes another glorious Cornwall walk. This one to Stepper Point, including all the military installations here and on our way here. Lovely walk. Enjoyed it? Why not come with me on another one?